Happy Fragrant Friday, Fragheads. How are you doing, my friends? I hope you're doing well. This is the final episode of That Cologne Guy. You know, I've had so much fun over the years, and if you can believe this or not, I've been editing and being the cameraman for YouTube videos and or making my own channel for well over a decade now. I know a few grandparents out there who are going to be very shocked by that, but it's true. My daughter's first episode on YouTube came out in March of 2016, and here I am a decade later, still doing it. So she ran her channel for a while, and for a while I only did the camera work and the editing and uploading of her channel. And I told myself that this would be something that would keep us kind of give us a project to do, and I would keep doing it until she got through high school, and she, my friends, graduates this month. So it is officially time to end the channel here and to hang up my skates. I've really enjoyed what I do. I have had so much fun. And I will say that I'm also proud to say that I did more episodes than any of my favorite TV shows. And there were some that were in the 300s, believe it or not, that I recently surpassed. And so that was really fun for me to have such a wonderful run. Look, I did the studying, I did the analytics when I first started the channel, and I know what I'm supposed to do. I know I'm supposed to put out an episode every 48 hours. I know I'm supposed to keep it under 5 minutes. I know I'm supposed to be uber exciting and charismatic. And I know that I'm supposed to, promote the product and talk really fast and really loud and explosive and energetic to keep your attention. And I just flatly, refuse that. I've enjoyed having a conversation each week with you, the viewer. And I really appreciate you because over the months, you have watched me. When I review a single fragrance each week, you have watched me in spite of the fact that you may not have known anything about that particular fragrance. And that, I know if you're considering doing a YouTube channel for fragrance reviews, don't do it that way if you want to be huge, because, people want top 10 lists and what women want and all this. And I really just enjoyed having a conversation with you and really getting to experience fragrance each week, especially when you consider that many of you have sent in fragrances over the years and specifically said you wanted me to give my take on something. And I take that very seriously, and I really, really enjoyed that. A couple of things maybe I would have done differently. I did get caught up in a little bit of when I first started my intros, my intros were so long I didn't even want to make chapters, actually. And every once in a while I'll get a slap on the wrist in the comments about, can you please get to the actual review? I tried to keep it under a minute in my later years. I got a little bit better with that. And then I also know that for some of you, as soon as you get past the initial discussion about the fragrance itself, then once I went into my categories, that might have been a little repetitious, and I get that. But that said, I wanted to make sure that I gave you all the information for you, the viewer. I really appreciate you guys who watched me each week. I think I mentioned this the last time I stopped the channel, but I'm not going to single out any particular person because I'd be mortified if I forgot you. So I really do appreciate that. Like I said, it's been 10 years. My daughter originally started, and of course, right on cue, the dog is going to start eating and crunching and throwing her food around. This is her way of saying she probably wants to be in the episode again like last week. What's been really fun for me was I started off initially filming for my daughter and then editing her channel, as I said. Then I went on in 2017 to make my first episode, and then I pretty much did around 2019 is when I turned the corner on making episodes every Friday. Before then, it started off with a subscriber in 2018 who sent me a bag of samples. I run out of superlatives for you guys. I really do. I'm genuinely touched because you have to understand, channels that get big are usually sponsored, or they're like, a hot woman with, her cleavage showing, and she sprays it and says like, I would totally date this guy, that kind of thing. I mean, I'm not the target audience of what YouTube reviewers really are, and that's okay. Especially with AI now, the whole system's changing. So for me personally, it was really fun to do these episodes and then have subscribers say, I want to send you stuff. So in 2018, I got my first batch, and then it all really just went from there. There have been so many of you who reached out to me and specifically said, I want you to review these fragrances. Can I send them to you? I have survived. Think about this. I have survived in the channel for almost a decade. 9 years on this channel with actually purchasing really not many fragrances at all, because you guys sent so many samples, and like Brian and others, see what I mean? Jerry, you guys sent in actual full bottles for me to keep, and it's just been an absolute incredible run for me. I didn't go about it the YouTube way, and I'm really happy that I didn't. It's the rebel in me. I enjoyed making an episode every single Friday. You know, sometimes I filmed on a Monday, sometimes I filmed on a Thursday, sometimes a Friday morning. It just kind of depended when I had a little window and how familiar I was with the fragrance, and then I would always queue it up for Friday for you. So I really do appreciate all the people who sent in samples. In fact, I'm still, after this episode, I will have 3 bonus episodes, and 2 of those episodes are because of people who sent in, again, more fragrances. Dr. Goo, one of them, and then JP, I owe him, and it's a tennis-themed fragrance. So yes, I am purposely waiting until the French Open starts. So I will have, if you want an encore performance, I will have 3 episodes. I'll call them bonus episodes after today. So this is the end of the road. I am hanging up my skates. If I did ever come back to YouTube, it would be either to discuss, tennis, which is what I love to talk about too in sport. I love many sports, but I enjoy talking about tennis quite a bit. Or maybe, self-improvement, something like that. That said, though, I am going to take a break. I don't have any plans to continue. I will, if you stay subscribed, though, you might see an occasional. I do have a couple of video projects that I do want to put out, but I will not be making episodes any more each week, and I will also not be reviewing any more fragrances after the 3 bonus episodes. So you might be wondering, what is your scent of the day? My scent of the day is one, I think, by God, I can't seem to find it. I swore that I know I reviewed this or mentioned it at some point because I got it for Father's Day. It must have been, but I must have put it under like a Father's Day episode because I swore that I have reviewed this fragrance. Either way, it's Terre d'Hermès, and then I think it's, you'll have to excuse me, I think it's the EDT. I think. Well, it doesn't matter anymore. It's my scent of the day, and whether it's an EDT or EDP, for me, it would be a 5 out of 5 sprays. This one here is one of the few fragrances I did not like initially. I went to an airport and sprayed it at a duty-free and was like, okay, orange peels, don't get it. I really don't get it. And then I got a sample because back in the day, I don't know if they still do this, but Hermès used to send you up to 5 samples for free. But again, maybe that was pre-COVID, so maybe they don't do that anymore. But and that was internationally, by the way. And so they would send. I got this as a sample and absolutely loved it. After wearing it, and then I got this for a Father's Day a few years ago. And like I said, I was checking, and I don't think I fully reviewed it. So this is your official 5 out of 5 sprays review for Terre d'Hermès. Overhyped, I thought. Originally, I thought it was overhyped, and then once I wore it, it just really works for me in many ways. I really appreciate the fragrance. In fact, one thing I will look forward to is wearing a lot of my own fragrances, in my collection, because as you know, I wear them each week from the ones that you have sent in, and so I will really get down to brass tacks and go through my own collection now. This has been an incredible run. If you had told me over a decade ago, if you had told me that my daughter would go on a YouTube run and have a good time, and she and I would share so many memories together, doing her channel and then moving over to mine. And that you guys from all over in the States, and I only say that because they can't be sent internationally. So many of you have sent in samples and full bottles over the years, and I'm just genuinely touched by that. I've had a great time doing this with you. It's been fun. You guys know what I'm going to say next. In the end, it's all about the people you meet. Of course, look, I'm on a shoestring budget, and I found a way to blab my way to sample over 300 of the world's finest fragrances. That's pretty cool. Did I meet my goals and mark when it comes to establishing the channel and making it big? I didn't make it. That's okay, because I chose the route that I chose. And I'm happy I did so, because it led me to you. So thank you very, very much for everything. Like I said, if you are in withdrawal, if you're in shock and you're thinking, one more year, for the 18 of you who are demanding more, you will get it, actually, with 3 bonus episodes, and I will leave you with that. Now, if I think of anything else, I'm going to do a quick bonus feature, because I want to mention one more thing about the channel. But there's really no other way to end it than to say, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. Thank you very much for everything. Okay, so welcome to the bonus feature. I just couldn't resist to add one. When I first started the episodes years ago, I made a lot of restarts and mistakes. And around episode 100 is when I turned the corner and I was able to really do a full recording in one take with not too many errors. And if I had bloopers, I would take them out in editing, like one right there. And I would take them out in editing and put them in a bonus feature. And it was a lot of fun for me. Sometimes I would forget information, and so that allowed me to put that in the bonus feature. The bonus feature is one of my favorite parts of the channel over the years. So for the final episode, I have to count my chickens slightly before they've hatched, actually, but that's okay, because we're close enough, and I probably won't be talking to you too much anymore. So we're close enough to celebrate the 250,000 views mark for That Cologne Guy. Small achievement, perhaps, but it means a lot to me. So thank you very much for 250,000 views. I really do appreciate that over the years. I know whenever I'm editing my episode after I record, I always say, I'm going to stop saying I really appreciate that so much in each episode. And I think I failed, actually, because I never was able to stop saying that. But I mean, I really do. So what can I say? So here's to 250,000 views, and I keep saying it slow because I was saying likes earlier. Thank you very much for everything. I really appreciate all of your support. See, here we go with the appreciation again. And you take care, my friends. I do remember the remaining 3 bonus episodes for you. And if not, I will be keeping my episodes in the channel up and open. So feel free to go through my back catalog. And you can, which this channel inadvertently was really a journey through my hair loss, actually, which I didn't really plan for that, but that's how that kind of worked. But anyway, it's been a wonderful, wonderful decade. It's certainly an emotional time right now because, as I said, I told myself I would keep going until my daughter graduated high school, and she, by the time you view this, later on this month anyway, she will officially be a college student. So times they are a-changin'. You take care. Always, if you ever want to contact me, though, on Instagram, I did change it. I stopped with That Cologne Guy at Instagram. I'm much more of this venue. But if you ever want to contact me, comment here if you want my Instagram, and I will give it to you, and you can contact me there. So thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, so I got to thinking after I filmed the bonus feature that there really is only one way to truly end the channel. You know, the last time in slow motion, I took the sign down, and this is because this is That Cologne Guy 2.0. And you know what? We really should do right? So I said 5 out of 5 sprays earlier. I don't think this was reviewed, but if it was, That's still okay. This is my scent of the day. Let me know what your scent of the day is, because as you know, I always love to hear what you're wearing. In fact, even times when people will comment on an old episode and they'll put their scent, I always go to Fragrantica and take a little break and check it out, because it's just so much fun for me. This one's 5 out of 5, and we are going to go out in style. Boom. 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 And right on the emblem. Spartin. Boom. Take care.